What's up, guys? Pops here, coming to you from the dungeon, Pops Dungeon here, talking to you about captured buffer springs, and specifically the new company that I found. I've always wanted a captured buffer spring, and Unrivaled, who has only been around since 2021, stood out to me. Of course, there's other captured buffer springs out there. There's ARMASPEC makes a captured buffer spring, and JP Enterprise, they've been around forever. And I've always wanted one. And when I bought this ultralight BCG and talked to, I think it's Jeff over there at RCA, Rubber City Armory, he recommended to look at Unrivaled. So I did a bunch of research, and I was kind of amazed and enthused to talk to them about their latest and greatest captured buffer system. So I want to bring that to you and to your attention and talk about it. So let's get going on it here. So Unrivaled was formed by two guys, Kyle Litzy and Zach Smith, and they are two long-time friends who happen to be gun nerds and competition shooters. And they both found success in the competition world relatively quickly, and they accredit that to their willingness to experiment with different gear and shooting techniques. And they were customizing their guns and whatnot, and making their own parts to get the advantage or the edge on the competition. Between the two of those guys, Kyle and Zach, they hold state, regional, and national championship titles, such as 3-gun, 2-gun, IPSC, USPSA, and Kalashnikov, to name a few. Again, they were just making custom components for themselves, and then a couple people in the competition noticed that and asked, "Hey, can you make some of that stuff for me?" And so that kind of started their company, and eventually there was a sufficient enough demand that they started the company in 2021, or so I've read. So they make two captured buffer systems, and they're calling them, let's see here, they're calling them the two-stage dead blow buffer. So this one is green, and I'm going to distinguish the two between their colors, but just know that the green one is the duty or tactical drop-in buffer for just a standard AR that has a standard bolt carrier. I have here my standard mil-spec bolt carrier that weighs about 11.9 ounces, which is typical for a standard bolt carrier in any gun that you would purchase. And then this would replace the buffer and spring in your buffer tube. So it's a captured system, as you can see, and it has the same reciprocating mass as a standard 3.2 ounce buffer, without all that noise that a standard buffer and spring make. And it's ideal for the duty style and tactical rifles, like I was telling you. The cool thing about it that stands out from ARMASPEC and JP Enterprise is it has this, you can hear that, it has a magnetic dead blow system, and that eliminates bolt bounce. That, you know, if you've ever cheeked your gun and when you're aiming down the sights and you feel that boing, 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 and that bounce, and that eliminates the bounce. So already it's going to smooth out the action. And then this two-stage spring system gives additional recoil dampening. So as the bolt is coming down, it bounces off this second stage spring, and which actuates the magnet down. And then when it launches and comes up to the top, it actuates the magnet back up. And that gives you faster follow-up shots and smoother action. And so again, I haven't used it yet, because I'm working on a couple builds now. If you follow my channel, you'll see I'm working on a couple builds. that this is going to drop into my mil spec, and I also bought a competition one, and that's going to drop into my competition gun. We'll talk about that in a minute. So anyways, if you're not, if you're not looking for a competition gun to build a competition gun, or you just want to smooth out the action on the gun you have, or you're building a gun and you want the smoothest action you can get, I would say the technology that goes into this, again, I haven't shot it yet, so subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, because I'm going to be testing both of these in the near future on the builds that I'm doing. So anyways, yeah, so this just would drop into a standard tube, and then replace your spring and buffer. And that, again, you don't have to change anything out. The green one, which is the duty one, that's going to fit directly into the gun you already own, or the gun you're about to build, if you're going to use a standard mil spec bolt carrier. So that's that one. So then, if you're following my channel, or if you're not, you need to, because right now I'm in the midst of building an ultralight sub 4-pound competition or home defense pistol or carbine length 5.56 AR-15, and which this is the bolt that led me down the rabbit hole. This is the RCA Rubber City Armory titanium bolt with titanium firing pin, and the thing weighs I believe it was 5.9 ounces or 6 ounces. A standard bolt carrier weighs 11.9 or 12 or something, right around there. So in order to run this, you cannot run a standard buffer and buffer spring, because it's just too light and it's not going to cycle, and the gun's just not going to function. And a matter of fact, even after I run this new ultralight Unrivaled buffer system, this 2-stage dead blow system, I'm going to have to actually run a gas system too, an adjustable gas system. So let's go ahead and open this one. This is, again, this one is the one for ultralight or light BCGs. And looks like the spring came off there. And let me get to that so I can know what I'm talking about. So this is going to give us ultralight reciprocating mass. So between this and this ultralight BCG, we're going to have ultralight I know I keep saying that, but I'm excited because I want a gun that doesn't kick like a mule. I want a gun that is flat, that shoots flat, that's on point every shot. So anyways, so the embedded magnet here, this is what keeps the dead blow weight in the proper position for consistent shot-to-shot recoil and cycling, the way it works. So again, this comes down and hits that second stage spring, and the magnet actuates, and then it shoots back up and the magnet actuates again, kind of giving a little relief to the buffer as it's cycling. And they claim that you're going to get 0 bolt bounce with this. So I'm super excited to finish the build that I'm doing with this particular BCG, this ultralight titanium bolt carrier. Also, they claim that these are going to give increased reliability when running a light and bolt carrier, and smoother action. And again, this is just another drop in. It just drops in into your buffer tube. And yeah, one thing I think I read that I'm not sure of yet, and I have to make sure I find out, is the spring and pin that come up to stop a typical buffer and spring. You have to take that out and not run that anymore. So I'm pretty excited and can't wait to check this out to see how it works. But I just wanted to bring you this video to show you what's out there. Again, you can look at ARMASPEC. They make a stealth recoil spring kind of captured buffer spring and buffer. And then JP Enterprise, they have what's called a silent capture. So just for shits and giggles, I brought my scale down to the dungeon. I wanted to weigh these real quick and see what the difference is. So the green one, the duty or tactical, I said duty, that's running at 7.3 ounces, and the ultralight reciprocating mass buffer for competition shooting and light ultralight BCGs, that's coming at 6.6, 6.5, so about an ounce difference. It's not that big of a difference. I really think it's the way the magnet functions. If you look, the magnet on the duty one, or the green one, is bigger, and I can feel it. Feels like it's got a little more mass to it, where it's a little, either, I don't know if it's stronger or it's just bigger. That's why it feels that way. Whereas the smaller one, it almost feels a little more delayed. I don't know if that's because it's smaller or if it's a different material. It just doesn't feel as heavy and fast as the green one, where this one, I guess you can kind of hear that it's slightly delayed. There's the green one. And there's the orange or yellow one. So yeah, I'm really excited to run this. I'm excited to finish this build. This is the one I'm really 5.89, so 5.9 ounces. There you go, 5.93. Like I said, a standard BCG should be 11, almost 12. Yeah, 11.6. 11.6, so half the weight. And that's not only because it's skeletonized, but it's because it's titanium. Because a skeletonized bolt BCG, you can find a skeletonized one, should weigh about, I don't know, 7 or 8 ounces instead of 11.6. Whereas this one is 5.9. That's crazy light. So I'm super excited to run this with this new captured system by Unrivaled. And that's coming soon, guys. So if you want to see my next videos about these builds that I'm doing with these cool options, please hit the like button and subscribe, and hit the notification button, the bell button, and we will see you in the next one. Oh, by the way, I'll leave links in the bottom for all these parts. Thanks again.